Welcome to our channel. We're so happy to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe and help us hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers. German WW1 veteran Hans Lange holds a portrait of himself as a 19-year-old in 1918. Born in 1899, Hans was wounded by a grenade during the war, gradually losing his sight. This photo was taken in 1998. Hans passed away in 1999. 1937. Charlie Johns, 22, reads the Bible to his 9-year-old bride, Eunice Winstead. Their controversial union shocked America, yet they went on to raise 9 children. 1942, Polish captives await execution in Thuringia, victims of Nazi vengeance following the death of a brutal SS officer. In 1948, a photographer in Chicago captured young siblings huddled next to a sign reading, "For children for sale, inquire within." The image sparked outrage and skepticism, but it depicted a very real situation. The children would be sold off one by one, and some ended up in extremely abusive homes. New York Police Department's broadcasting station. It was used to send out criminal descriptions and casualty lists, as well as music and other entertainment. 1922. April 1923. Lanvin at the races. The model wears an embroidered jacket with deep V-neck worn over a softly pleated shirt. A large hat and double row of beads over the blouse complete the look. Irene Sandler was a Polish social worker. During WW2, she saved the lives of 2,500 children by smuggling them out of the Warsaw Ghetto, despite being tortured by the infamous Gestapo and having both of her legs and feet broken with a sledgehammer. She refused to betray the children. This 1890 photo from the Michigan Carbon Works factory in Rougeville shows a massive pile of bison skulls, which were set to be processed into products like bone glue, fertilizer, bone ash, bone char, and bone charcoal. Circa early 1920s, a cheerful crowd of women enjoying the beach, their joy a testament to post-war liberation and early feminism. 5.8 inches of snow. This is a view looking down from 121st Street on 8th Avenue on the day after the big snowfall of 1947. August 1960, Balela and Strilka, the first dogs to survive space travel, are cradled by Soviet scientist Oleg Gazenko. 1930s. Chango, son of Chinese President Chiang Kai-shek, in full Wehrmacht uniform trained under Hitler's regime before we redrew allegiances. January 18th, 1939. Helen Hulick stands firm in court after being jailed for wearing trousers, an act of quiet resistance for women's rights. Romemses II's modern passport, issued by Egypt for international museum travel, bearing the ancient king's occupation, King Deceased. Silent film actress Doris Dawson in a photograph by Edwin Bauer Hesser, circa 1928. Unfortunately, she didn't transition well to sound movies because critics said she had a grating voice. 1928. Josephine Dunn and Nye Edwards perform in a now-lost silent film, their chemistry frozen in a mysterious fading frame. Members of the German Student Union, organized by the Nazi Party, parade in front of the Institute for Sexual Wissenschaft, Institute for Sexual Science, May 6, 1933. After the Nazis gained control of Germany in the 1930s, the institute and its libraries were destroyed. 1943. In German-occupied Belarus, Nazi collaborators hail Hitler as a liberator, a chilling image of propaganda and betrayal. August 1945. After B-29 raids, Japan's Marifu rail yards lie in ruins, marking the last days of a devastating war. Welcome to our channel. We're so happy to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe and help us hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers. The Emden, legendary German raider in the First World War, just after her final defeat and surrender on November 9, 1914. 1941. Jean Tierney stars in Sundown. Her beauty and grace unforgettable against the backdrop of wartime drama. 1943. A quiet moment captured in a photo booth as a man poses with his loyal dog during the midst of World War II, a reminder that companionship often offers solace, even in turbulent times. March 4, 1979. NASCAR legend Richard Petty rushes to aid fellow driver Neil Bonnet after a terrifying crash at the Carolina $500. Crash landing of a U.S. Navy Grumman F-6F-3 Hellcat aboard the USS Enterprise into the carrier's portside 20mm guns. Lieutenant Walter Tuning, Jr., is seen climbing up the plane's side to assist the pilot from the burning aircraft. Pilot Byron Johnson escaped without injury. 1943. A Red Army doctor examines survivors of Auschwitz after Soviet troops liberated the camp in January 1945. 1925. Actress Colleen Moore and her brother Cleve share a moment of levity on the set of We Moderns, blending family joy with Hollywood glamour. 1963. A nurse holds a sick child during the smallpox epidemic. A haunting image of care and courage in the face of a devastating outbreak. German military chaplains, including Franz Justus Rarkowski, the Catholic field bishop of the Wehrmacht, seen in front with the large cross and trench coat after a church service in France, 1943. 1960s U.S. Ambassador Henry Cat Lodge displays a Soviet bugging device hidden inside the Great Seal, a Cold War spy thriller made real. All the war propaganda, all the screaming, lies, and hatred always comes from people who will not go to that war. George Orwell. 1948. Mr. Sig, a strange and smiling mascot, visits a hospital patient, part of a tobacco campaign that now seems surreal. U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt shakes hands with a young Lyndon B. Johnson, while Texas Governor James Allred stands between them in Galveston, Texas, on May 12, 1937. Circa 1929, trailblazing actress Anna May Wong poised and elegant broke barriers as the first Chinese-American movie star in Hollywood. Captured Viet Cong soldier, tied and blindfolded in a stress position at Thuong Duc Camp during the Vietnam War, 1967. 1949. An ad for a life-insured bra by Stardust reveals the bizarre blend of fashion, fear, and commerce in post-war America. Winter landscape from Herstedvester, Peter Mørkmundsted. The SS Princess May was a steamship built in 1888. The ship is best known for grounding in 1910, which left the ship sticking completely out of the water. This is one of the most famous shipwreck photographs, circa 1920. A French naughty postcard that pushed the boundaries of the era's modesty, reflecting the playful rebellion of post-W France. A Swiss soldier mans an army outpost in the High Alps, where the war fighting between the Austrians and the Italians can be observed. 1918. April 4, 1968. The immediate aftermath of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, a moment that fractured the American soul. Barber and Beauty Shop, Bedrock City, RTS 64 and 180, Valle, Arizona, 1987. Welsh spiritualist Colin Evans feigns levitation by jumping up and down in total darkness and filming himself with an infrared camera. Photo taken in London, 1939. Civil rights activists, freedom riders are beaten up by a mob after attempting a sit-in, Birmingham, Alabama, 14th of May, 1961. Boys of the Hitler Youth after a blessing by Karl Timmel, an evangelical pastor and president of the Central Committee for the Inner Mission, as well as the director of the Evangelical Church Book Office in Berlin. Timmel also worked for the Reich Office for Genealogical Research. School buildings in the YMCA Camp for Palestinian Children are tents that have been patched and mended for years. Jordan Valley, Jordan, 1952. Angie Means stands on a giant Amazonian water lily pad, Victoria Regia, in the Victoria Room at Pittsburgh's Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens in 1898. Testing the new invention, the automatic parachute, from the Eiffel Tower. A test dummy hangs from the parachute. France, Paris, February 23, 1911. Soviet officers examining the German tank Panzer Kampfwagen, V Panther, July 1943. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into some of the rarest and most incredible historical photos you've probably never seen before. Stick around, because each photo we uncover tells a story that time tried to erase, but we're bringing it back. Raphael Lemkin, right, with Ambassador Amado of Brazil, left, before a plenary session of the General Assembly at which the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of Genocide was approved. Palais de Chaillot, Paris, December 11th, 1948. G is of the 104th Infantry Division Timberwolves, with M1 carbines in a position on the front lines near Stolberg, Germany, November 1944.